So the New York Jets are hosting the Cleveland Browns, fresh off of a bye week, fresh off of trading away their two best players on the defensive side of the ball. This is going to be a wake-up call for the Jets offense because we went up against the worst defense in the NFL in the Cincinnati Bengals. They broke out 500 yards of offense. Justin Fields had a great game. The run game was working. We looked fantastic, but now we're not taking on the worst defense in football anymore. We're taking on a great defense. So I think the offense is going to very much struggle in this matchup. The key is going to be keeping it on the ground with Breece Hall. I don't know if we're going to see A.D. Mitchell and John Mechie, our new wide receivers, get a lot of action early on in this game. I think it's going to be they're going to work their way into this offense slowly and surely. It's going to be an ugly game. I really do think this is going to be an ugly game. They should flex at the prime time because it's going to be entertaining because who doesn't love defensive football between a 1-win and a 2-win football team? But the fun thing about this game is the Jets were finally favorites. Their first time being favorites in a game, but then we traded away Sauce and Quinnen, and now we're no longer the favorites. So the odds flipped on its head immediately after the Jets made those trades from Sauce and Quinnen. I'm excited, man. The Jets are in evaluation mode. Who are the guys that are going to step up? And our Jets fans rooting for wins, they better. I mean, I absolutely am. I want to go out there and win this football game. I'm not looking at the draft. I'm like, oh, we got to get a number 1 overall pick. Like, I want the back end of this football team to get the back end of the season for this football team to string together some wins. And, like, I know I'm looking ahead right now, but I feel like the Jets fan base, and this is a big hypothetical, if the Jets beat the Browns and upset those Patriots on Thursday Night Football and we get back-to-back wins after the bye, hey, bro, I'm going to say there's going to be a different tone from Jets fans around Aaron Glenn. Now, I'm not predicting that. I'm just saying if that did happen, I think that would be absolutely massive. So it's going to be interesting to see what this Jets team looks like. Dylan Gabriel and that Browns offense is putrid. How is this defense going to look without Sauce, even though we did not have him last week? How they're going to look without Quinnen is going to be the biggest thing that I'm going to be watching. So I expect the Jets to be competitive, and I have them winning 21-17.
Wow.
Game of the week, baby. The game of the week. Winning streak, 2 in a row. And then we keep going. We string together some dubs. Let's go, bro. I'm excited. And then no one sees the Jets coming. The Patriots are just going to walk into that game like, oh, the Jets, bro. They suck. Bang! Upset. Woo! Cooking with.
Hey, that's a short weekend. You on the road, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland, the Believeland Browns, dude. Well, I'll tell you what. Say that Cleveland is looking for a game to get some belief in their young rookie Dylan Gabriel. It's going to be this one. All right. Right now, especially with all of the Jets' defensive struggles, missing out on a corner like Sauce, missing out, of course, on Quinnen Williams. I think that there's going to be some growing pains. It's going to be ugly, but I do think that Dylan Gabriel is going to have the best game that he has had as a pro. Like this year, I think that there are a lot of opportunities for him to take advantage of. I think the run game is going to get going with Quinshon Judkins as well. Like missing out on Quinnen is awful for your run defense. I don't know. 24-14. I think Browns.
What?
24-14 Browns. I mean, dude, like you did all that. And I get that you'll never root for a loss or you'll never root to tank, but tanking's the move right now, Rich. Like tanking's the move.
I want to start winning for Aaron Glenn, bro. Screw the tank.
We got all talking about objectively. Tanking's the move right now.
Why? So a better draft pick is better than building a winning culture?
I mean, why wouldn't it be? You know what I mean?
Because I want Aaron Glenn to prove that he knows what he's doing and coach up these guys and build a winning culture. I prefer to establish a winning identity after the bye than just lose. And then we have a better draft pick when this draft class sucks. That's how I look at it. Because a first overall pick, second overall pick is not going to be the savior. I rather honestly get there's 9 games left. I want a winning record. Not going to happen, but I want it. Nope. I'm rooting for it. I want to see Aaron Glenn go out there and say, you know what? I learned the first 8 weeks were brutal. I got 0-7 record. I won a game, and now I want that win to start breaking through and start establishing some winning mindset. That's my mindset, at least.
That's what a real fan believes in, Rich. Get them wins.
Wins matter, bro, at the end of the season, man. There's 9 games left. Like, do you think going into the draft, the Jets are 1-16 or say 2-15 with the first overall pick? Like, I know it's possible still, but I don't know. I think the Jets finish with 5 or 6 wins. That would feel a little bit better. Then
it's going to be hard to get people to want to play for the Jets, even if you have a lot of cap space. There's a lot of players that will say, I'll take a couple less $1 million to go play for a team that at least gives me a fighting chance, because the New York Jets, they don't have an answer at quarterback. They don't, they don't have a winning culture. They're not an established team with their coaching staff and their front office right now. It's great that you went out there and you're trying to strive for those things by getting draft picks. But when free agents look at the New York Jets, this still is not a place that they're going to want to play in. And so, yeah, I agree with Rich. You want to win as many games as you can and show something at the end of the season. So hopefully this is a place that people say, it could be worse. I guess I could go there.
I agree, brother.
That's the best you can do.
My man. That's my man, bro. Go out there, win some games, AG. That's all I can say. Go out there, win some games.
Love it, Rich.
Interesting.
Win some games.
Love it.
Woo! Browns have been struggling stopping the run, too, though.
Brees Hall legacy.
Has that been lately, Dan? Because they were a top 3 unit.
Yeah.
Give him 50 carries.
Let me double check. Yeah. Right now it's Cleveland, Las Vegas, Denver. Yeah. Wait, hold up. Yeah.
Because wow, Cleveland a few weeks ago was like dominant against the run.
Yeah. They've been struggling a tad. What do you got, Colby? The Browns or the Jets? What do you got?
Look, I'm taking Cleveland in this one. It's really interesting, this Cleveland team, because they're the 32nd ranked offense, but they're the number 1 ranked defense. That pass rush is absolutely legit. Myles Garrett is an absolute dog. He's going to play all over the offensive formation, so don't think he's just going to line up over your left tackle. He's going to line up over the left. He's going to line up over the right. He's going to line up in the interior. They're going to find his mismatches, and he is going to wreak havoc. That linebacker core for Cleveland is also insane, led to by Carson Schlesinger. He's an absolute baller. He's had a really good start to his rookie season. And then that secondary, obviously, they got some really, really good pieces there, too. And so I just think that this is going to be a big, big struggle for the New York Jets, who just don't really have a whole lot of offensive firepower. I think this is going to be a really, really difficult game for Justin Fields. That pressure is going to be on the back of his heels the entire time. I just feel like the offense is going to be pretty inept for the Jets. And I think that can go pound for pound with the offense that we're going to see for the Cleveland Browns. Now, Dylan Gabriel is not a great quarterback. The New York Jets defense has gotten things going over the last few weeks, but now you're trading 2 of your star players. Now you're trading a guy in your pass rush department in Quinnen Williams. Now you're trading a guy in your secondary in Sauce Gardner. So I do think that there's going to be kind of this scramble for the New York Jets to try to figure things out for the rest of the season. I just trust kind of the more consistency and the continuity of the Cleveland Browns in this game. So give me the Browns.
Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins. All right. We've seen this movie before, right? Like we've seen this movie before. They have a lame duck head coach at this point. I could go up and I could tell you about all of their weaknesses. I think Buffalo should actually fairly easily win this game. I know that the one in Buffalo was a bit closer than initially anticipated, but I feel like Buffalo has finally figured out their new 2025 identity. Struggling run defense over in Miami. Same thing with losing Jalen Phillips. Not ideal. I think there's a lot of mismatches all across the board, particularly for Khalil Shakir. I think Dalton Kincaid will continue his dominance, especially since Miami struggles, particularly inside of the numbers. Linebackers are awful in coverage. Something that is annoying, it does look like James Cook was on the injury report today as a did not participate with a foot/ankle injury. I don't remember seeing him aggravated during the Chiefs game. I could have been wrong. But if there is any game where I would be okay with James Cook not being able to play, it would be okay, or it would be fine for me against this Miami Dolphins team. Struggles against the run, struggle really everywhere defensively. And this Buffalo Bills team is very familiar with how this team is ran. As far as offensively, like we've seen Tua, he's been a turnover machine so far this year. I suppose Waddle may go on ahead and present some sort of challenges for us here and there. Maybe Achane busts off a couple of runs, although that Buffalo's defense has looked a hell of a lot better against the run after the bye. In fact, we have been top 4 in the league for the past 2 games in stopping the run, which is certainly a breath of fresh air. I'm very excited to see what Maxwell Harrison does against another speedy receiver in Jalen Waddle on Sunday. I'm just hoping for no injuries, man. Like, that's really what I'm looking for. I expect to win this game. I expect to win this game big. Give me Buffalo Bills 33, Miami Dolphins 17.
Bold take.
Bold take.
Hot take. Crazy. Bro.
I mean, is it a hot take?
Yeah.
I mean,
those Miami Dolphins are playing for something, man. They're playing for pride.
They're playing for something.
All right, Colby. What's your thoughts, man? Big Miami Dolphins fan this Sunday.
I'm not bought into the Buffalo Bills run defense just yet. It's been 2
coming in
weeks,
with hate right away.
It's not even hate. It's just a fact. I mean, Dan,
it's not even hate. It's just a fact.
Dan, last week it's not hate if it's a fact. Dan, going into KC, you said that you weren't scared of Kareem Hunt, but now you're kind of bumping your chest that you guys stopped Kareem. Okay, Rich, wait, hold on, hit it, Rich. Okay, I like that. But you said you weren't scared of Kareem Hunt. And now I think we're kind of jumping on the fact that, hey, we stopped Kareem Hunt. The week prior, they had gotten in the Carolina Panthers, they had gotten back Chuba Hubbard, and they didn't really understand the split backfield. And that's why they said, Chuba Hubbard can't be a split back guy. He needs to be number 2. We need to be running Rico Dowdle more. And that's when they started to kind of thrive a little bit more. And so, again, I'm not taking anything away from the Buffalo Bills. I think if they can do it this week against A-Chain, I think that's when we start talking about, okay, this is where Buffalo's run defense is really turning over. Last 2 weeks, it just really hasn't been a true battle for me enough to say, okay, you face top-end true, running back talent to be able to feel confident that you are making this turnover against the run. And so I don't necessarily want to say they're going to do that against Miami. We saw that Miami kept the game close a few weeks ago when they played at the event that we were at in Buffalo. This one's going to be at Miami. They have home field advantage. It is tough to play in Miami. Now, I say all this, don't get me wrong. The Buffalo Bills are going to win this game, but I think it's going to be closer than people are going to give it credit for. I think Tua is going to turn the football over again. I think the turnovers are going to be the difference in this game. Give me the Buffalo Bills 27 and the Miami Dolphins 24. 27-24. Buffalo wins. And Dan, a win is a win at the end of the day. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. I mean, it was a close game last time. Right? It was a game that came down to the wire.
So the run defense, theoretically, at the beginning of the season.
Let me hear the EPA.
Dan loves his new site, man. Getting your money's worth.
Let me hear. I look at Madden
ratings. Intellectual takes, man. I'm sorry that I'm sitting here looking at intellectual data to tell you what it is.
You don't look at Madden ratings? I don't trust you.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Madden ratings aren't a part of my analysis, okay? But no, how you look at the Buffalo Bills defense was a tackling issue. So when you see explosive runs, that's a tackling issue. That is not a run defense issue. That is a tackling issue. Since Taylor Rapp has been put on the IR, he's been the biggest liability of that. That dude cannot tackle to save his life. You put in Jordan Hancock, who has been a wonderful tackler for us. Same thing with Maxwell Harrison. Same thing with Larry Ogunjobi, who has come back. You end up shifting over personnel and watching McDermott take over play calling responsibilities on the defense. Like, you've noticed a shift. The big thing Buffalo needed to do was tackle, and they have significantly improved in that metric by itself, and it goes into personnel. So I am very confident that will continue. And as long as Buffalo can be more consistent than what they were at the beginning of the year with tackling, I think the days of sort of us allowing more than 5 explosive runs each and every single game are far behind us. So that's what
I would say just be cautiously optimistic. That would kind of be like Patriots fans bumping their chest that maybe like if we didn't play Buffalo and we didn't play, Carolina and win those games, then I think if we were just like, oh, we beat Tennessee, we beat the Browns, and those were like the only games we're bumping our chest about, we beat Miami, then you guys would come back and be like, well, let's see it against good competition. We did it against good competition. I think now that's my thing for Buffalo. You've taken the steps over the last 2 weeks. Now play a team with a good running back and a good rushing attack. And if you can do it then I think you feel confident about where Buffalo's at. And this is going to be a real test this week.
So I think it goes schematically as well, right? Because so the Chiefs' second leading rusher was Patrick Mahomes. Like, dude was going out and like he was rushing for like close to like 40, 50 yards per game. And we held them to 5. So like that
The rushing
also
attack was
plays
that
into the
rough?
fact of like
Damn.
run fits and stuff like that. So show me that you could do it consistently. But then again, we don't have another Derrick Henry or Bijan Robinson on our schedule for the rest of the year. So who knows?
You got Saquon.
Yeah, we got Saquon. I suppose
That'll be a big test.
Oh, that'll be a test, but it's a while. Like maybe Chase Brown.
You haven't played Tampa yet. So if Bucky Irving plays, there's another one.
He's probably not playing. He's probably not playing.
You don't think he's going to play that game?
With this weekend, I know that.
This weekend, yeah. No, probably not.
Yeah.
Right,
Damn.
yeah. What about you, Rich?
Bills, Fins, brother.
Yeah, I mean, we went into this game during the event with the mindset of it being a massacre. It ended up not being a massacre. It was a very close game. But, Miami is on the road in this one. So I feel like, what do you mean, Richie? They're in Miami. They're still
They're at home.
No, they're not. They don't have a home field advantage.
Oh, you're right.
They don't.
You're right.
Did you see the crowd?
Yeah, dude. They indeed do. I'm sorry I misspoke. Yes.
Yeah.
And so Miami does not have a home game.
You're going to tell me that there's not going to be more Bills fans in this game than Dolphins fans. Tampa 6-2, Patriots 7-2. What? And I'm assuming the Bucs are coming off of their bye week. I don't think I saw them this past weekend.
Yes, they are. Yes,
so they're getting a little bit healthier after their bunch of injuries. I don't know what their injury report looks like, but Colby, your thoughts of this game?
Yeah, man. I mean, this is the game that I circled when the schedule came out. I think everybody gets their schedule and they say, what is the hardest opponent that you're going to have all year? This is the one for me. And I look at that injury report, and I think that is exactly what is going to dictate this game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as always, are just injury-riddled. If they are healthy, I think that this is a game that ultimately they are going to end up winning. But if they are out multiple players, I certainly think that the New England Patriots can win this game. Now, interesting fact, the Patriots are actually better on the road than they are at home. They're the only team left, or excuse me, the second team that is left in the NFL that is undefeated on the road. The Seahawks are the only other team that is. But looking at the injury report that came out today, New England does have a couple of players that could certainly, help swing this game for Tampa Bay. Ramondre Stevenson dealing with a toe injury. He didn't practice. We didn't see him last week either. So that's certainly one to watch. Wide receiver Kayshon Boutte went down against Atlanta with a hamstring injury. He's considered day-to-day. Mike Gribble said he won't practice early on in the week, but there's a chance for him to open up later on in the week at practice. So that's something to watch. Today, at least, he did not practice. But as for Tampa Bay, Bucky Irving, he's dealing with a foot and shoulder injury. He didn't practice today. Chris Godwin did not practice today. He's dealing with a fibula injury. Hassan Reddick also did not practice today with an ankle and knee injury. So, there's players on both sides of the football that are massive difference makers for Tampa. That's really hard to swing this one. You look at the way the New England Patriots offense can succeed in this game. If Drake May has another game of 200 plus passing yards and a 100 plus passer rating, he's going to break an NFL record. He already broke Patrick Mahomes last week. He's tied for Tom Brady right now. And if he can beat that, then he will hold a new NFL record. Tampa Bay's defense is interesting because they're actually good against the run. They are 7th in run defense, but the Patriots aren't very good at running the football as it is. So this isn't New England Patriots strength against Tampa Bay Buccaneers strength. When you look at Tampa Bay's pass defense, they're ranked 22nd in the NFL. They're giving up 228.8 pass yards per game. That's where the Patriots are succeeding. They are a pass-first offense. So I actually think there's going to be opportunities for the Patriots offensively to put up points and find success the ways that they want to. And I think that with the Patriots' ability to stop the run, whether it's Bucky Irving, whether it's company, they're going to make Baker Mayfield beat them through the air. And if they do not have Chris Godwin, obviously they don't have Mike Evans. Now it gets a little bit more difficult for Baker Mayfield, but Baker is still playing at a very high level, was top of the MVP conversation a few weeks ago, has come back down to earth a little bit. This is going to be a massive test for the Patriots. Right now, these guys are fighting for themselves. I think that's why you're seeing a different New England Patriots team, is because of the culture that Mike Vrabel has instilled into this team. On the sidelines, in the locker room, these guys are playing for each other. Nobody is selfish. Nobody's playing for themselves. It is play for yourselves, play for your brothers, go out there and attack. And that's exactly what they've done. Big thing that scares me, on top of if Tampa Bay can stay healthy, is also the fact that they are coming off of a bye week that is at home. That certainly does give them the advantage. And so, long story short, when looking at this one, I do think it will come down to the injury report. If they are out Hassan Reddick, I do think that does impact their pass rush ability. We did see over the last 2 weeks that when Drake May is being pressured, he faced one of the best pass rushes last week against Atlanta, another top 3 unit against Cleveland the week before. That's when he started to turn the football over. I really do think that Todd Bowles finds unique ways to get alternative pressure with cornerback blitzes, safety blitzes. The play that he'll show you before on pre-snap is going to be different than what they run post-snap, and so that could confuse Drake May a little bit. I'm going to say that the Patriots win this game.
Whoa!
I'm going to say, wait for it. I'm going to say the Patriots win this game if the injury report does continue this way. If Hassan Reddick's not playing, Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving, if some of those star guys are out for Tampa Bay, I think that can make a massive, massive difference in this game because those are starting players on both sides of the football. But if they come out healthy on both sides of the football and all those guys end up playing, Tampa Bay is going to run away with this one. Either way, I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a fun one, and it's going to be a true test for the Patriots.
Say that the Patriots want to win this game from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive side of things. You want to avoid Jamel Dean like the plague. While their secondary has its issues, they are very good at guarding wide receiver number ones, and that just goes with Dean, who is more than likely going to be lined up with, I guess, whoever you put on the outside. I know that you guys have been... Yeah. So I know that like y'all have been utilizing Diggs out of the slot quite a bit this year, but like Dean will more than likely be on Diggs, and then McCollum. Both Tampa Bay is very, very good against wide receiver ones and wide receiver twos, but they are awful when it comes into wide receiver threes, specifically out of the slot, and they are awful against tight ends, and they are awful against running backs in the pass game. So if I'm Vrabel, that is my game plan. I am peppering all 3 of those targets. Do not be surprised if all 3 of those names, maybe Henderson ends up getting his chops in the receiving game. I think this could be a game to get him going. I don't think Bucky Irving is going to play. I don't think Chris Godwin is going to play. And when you look at this offense, even when all healthy, like this Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense has not been electric at all this season, with the exclusion of crazy fourth quarter comebacks from Baker Mayfield. From like, it's wild. Like literally mid, like sort of smack dab in the middle of the pack. It's going to be close. Solid pressure creating defensive line too. I'm going to give it to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a close one with or without injuries. 28-27 with a Baker Mayfield type game-winning drive.
Fair, man. Fair.
Yeah.
What about you, Rich?
Yeah, this is a great game. Big test for the New England Patriots. They're on a hot streak. They have been beaten up on their opponents lately. And I think that this is another big test for Drake May going on the road against a Todd Bowles blitz-heavy defense. You know, the Bucs defense, they have, you know, they give up a lot of big plays. So I think that fits into the Patriots offense because they do get a lot of big plays down the field. They're a vertical offense. They're aggressive. They're not afraid to stretch the ball down the field. They've been proving that all throughout the season. But this is going to be a big test for Drake May in terms of pre-snap. How does he recognize the pre-snap coverage? Because that's what Todd Bowles is so good at, is showing you one thing pre-snap and then abandoning it and showing you something else. He really likes to confuse his opponents. So this is going to be a big test for Drake May. How is he able to do just that? He's got all the talent physically. He's showing the poise. He's showing everything. But if Drake May goes out there and has a relatively solid performance, then he should put them in positions to succeed. Now, when it comes to the Bucs, Baker Mayfield, I think that we're going to see the MVP version of Baker Mayfield come out in this game. And I think the Buccaneers are going to win because of that. Baker Mayfield is one of those guys that even if he just gets to a little bit of adversity, he's going to come out on the other side and just go crazy. I think that it's going to be a high-scoring game. I got the Buccaneers winning 34-31. It's going to be down to the wire, and I got Baker Mayfield leading a game-winning drive at the end, with the Patriots leading at the end, but the Bucs lead a game-winning drive.
Here, where you are looking for data and analytics to help you put more educated research into your player prop plays, have to go check out RotoWire. It is the #1 player prop research tool on the market today. Link is in bio. Using our code RTS will get you 15% off. They handpick and gift wrap overs and unders on Sleeper each and every single day. It is a cheat code. Go ahead and check out RotoWire, folks, and let us know your thoughts in the Comment section. Number one player prop platform on the face of the planet. Very simple process. You cook your parlays up with as many players as you'd like, and as long as you accurately predict all of their projections, either above or below, you could see winnings of up to 1,000x your play. Signing up, you get a free $20. All right, it's the best promo in the game as we speak. And then say that you do decide to put down a deposit. They are matching 100% of that all the way up to $100. Maybe you want to be ballsy and make a parlay for this Jets and Browns game. I mean, if you could hit on that, my friend, because it's virtually unpredictable at this point, you truly would know ball. Shout out to Sleeper for being a proud partner of this show, and go on ahead and take advantage of that free $20 by signing up and using our code RTS. Shout out to Sleeper. We appreciate that. And send us your parlays on X.